Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out the headlines we got for you. Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan. We got the UK Treasury in the news, the EU, the draft law that you're going to want to hear about, clamping down on crypto, but which ones? Stablecoin bill this year in the United States? We've got your answer, ladies and gentlemen. And the SEC versus Ripple under seal plus new Amicus brief support. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. It's 960 billion plus market cap for crypto. Welcome back, everybody. Bitcoin 19,200 plus. Ethereum just over 1,300 bucks. XRP to number 6 spot at 45 cents. You know what? Vacation's over. Today was a travel day. I don't even know where I'm at right now, but what I can tell you is that I have a lot of content that I've been making while I'm on vacation, but it took too long to try to upload it with the internet connection in my room. So I've got tons of stuff for you to watch, and I'm going to start uploading it either late tonight if I'm not too tired, or by tomorrow I will start just overwhelming everybody with what it is. And I can tell you the good news is what I've made is actually relevant today. So you're going to want to see it. Look right here. This is from Glint. You know my sponsor. I love them and I love being a customer. I just got off a customer service, and shout out to Pierre, by the way, who's amazing. Yeah. And we like Pierre a lot. He is so helpful. He's got all the right questions for anything you need to know. He answered mine. And I tell you something, you know, using this card to be an alternative to the banking system with gold and God's money in your hand on a debit card feels awful good in these times of uncertainty, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you check out the link for them. They says heat or eat is now the awful choice for millions of British households. With inflation now at a 40-year high, soaring food prices means many are struggling with the rising cost of living. And I want you to think and understand that, you know, if you're not in that area or region, the whole European region, along with the UK, is feeling this, just like the United States and the rest of the world is feeling inflation. But as winter comes upon us, it is getting very real when you're talking about energy consumptions and the cost of living everywhere around the world. Very serious things happening. We see more evidence of that with the UK is set to transfer more than 12.4 billion to the Bank of England the fiscal year to cover projected losses in its bond buying program. You know, I don't cover this stuff to put ice water in anybody's veins. I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but what I am seeing here is personally alarming. It really is. And understanding that the bond market is the backbone to any monetary system. And all I keep seeing in the news pop up is bond market trouble in the US, bond market trouble in the UK. Bank of America CEO, JP Morgan CEO both agree that the U.S. economy is doing well and consumers are in good shape despite inflation. You know what? Also, I will add, and despite the redefining of what a recession is, because we're actually in one. It's unbelievable. Goldman Sachs CEO comes out, and he must not have gotten the email that the other two gentlemen did. Because he said, oh, yeah, there's a good chance of a recession. Well, what give it away? The fact that we're in one? You know, but you know what? The banking world's not the only place we got trouble. We know crypto's got its kinks, and we're seeing it right here. German crypto bank Nuri has told its 500,000 users to withdraw funds from their account as the firm prepares to shut down and liquidate the business, making it another victim of the 2022 bear market. Brutal. And I would expect to see the CEOs that we just talked about come through this space and pick it up pennies on the dollar, and they'll claim they're doing it for us, ladies and gentlemen. EU financial services chief calls on U.S. to create new crypto rules. Well, join the crowd, build that boat for a whole bunch more, because that's where we are. But she's not just calling on the U.S. She says we need to look at global regulation of crypto, and she's right. You know, it's one thing to get it right in the U.S., but if we don't get this done, when we say get it right, it's not just for the U.S. This has to be right to where it can work on a global level. Or otherwise, the interoperability we all so carry so highly regarded in this space, because it is important. But if you don't get the regulation right, you're going to mess it up. I mean, it's just simply what it is. Speaking of messing it up, the EU has also released a draft law clamping down on Bitcoin over energy consumption. And we just went over the liquidity crisis and the sanction issues we've discussed before about the Russia and the Ukraine, and where the EU gets their gas and oil from Russia, looking at a hard, cold winter. Things aren't getting better, and you think they're excited about having something like Bitcoin have as much energy consumption or any other proof of work? No, the answer is no. Just as their use has grown significantly, the energy consumption of cryptocurrencies has more. In harnessing the use of cryptocurrencies and other blockchain technologies in energy markets and trading, care must be taken to use only the most energy efficient versions of the technology, the draft reads. Well, I can think of one. How about the carbon neutral XRP ledger? Let's start there, right? Let's start there. Let's stop all this Bitcoin talk. And you know what? And let Bitcoin people have Bitcoin. I don't care. Let them have it, right? Maybe move them to renewable energy, right? And maybe that sustainability in the renewable energy industry will provide enough time, money, and liquidity for them to find some real practical applications to make renewable sources and renewable energy even better. I don't know. I'm trying to be positive here. Oh, but hang on. Wait, there's more. You know, a stablecoin bill is not passing anytime soon, says Representative Jim Hines out of Connecticut. Said during a financial conference on Tuesday, the bill is not happening this Congress due to the upcoming election, said Hines, who sits on the House Financial Services Committee. So there you have that, barring some black swan event. That's not happening this year. Institutional adoption of digital assets is moving very, very fast, however. This is all being said by Coinbase senior advisor here. And it is moving that way because we report every day about institutions. They don't care about the lack of clarity. They know it's going to get ironed out at some point. And I tell you, reporting on it daily, it feels like it'll never get ironed out. But it will. Oh, it will. Because when you see that many institutions moving into a new asset class like this, here's what I can say. They're not putting all this money in here so they could be told no. We may not know what version of yes we're going to see yet, but they're not going to be told no. Bloomberg commodity strategist Mike Gallone says that Bitcoin's price will eventually see a massive spike to $100,000 due to a combination of increased adoption and limited supply. There you have that. I wonder if the proof of work's been factored into that and the energy consumption. But you know what? I hope that anyone holding Bitcoin makes a gazillion dollars. I really do. And I hope you have the opportunity to cash out and enjoy it before anything bad should happen, God forbid. Ripple non-fungible tokens, NFTs, baby, will go live on the XRP ledger in 2 weeks if 80% of the network's validators vote in favor of the XRP ledger amendment 1.9.2 XLS-20. I am so excited. And I know that they had the vote just a few weeks ago, but they found an issue. They worked out the bugs. They put it up for vote again. This is the way you get the best choices and options and products and services to work with by having this system. Everybody checks it out. I really hope that it clears all the hurdles so we can see this take off, because I really do believe myself personally that NFTs are going to be an enormous part of this new fourth industrial revolution. I really do. The fact that you can, I don't just mean for cartoon images, which I think is great too, but I mean for intellectual property, music, art. I think for also land registry, title companies. I think NFTs are going to change so many things. We've yet to even come to understand exactly what all they will be. SEC versus Ripple defendants file memorandum of law in response to plaintiff's motion for summary judgment. Let's take a look here. We got some updates. You got to need to know what's going on here. I'll tell you right now. Here we go. Blockchain company Ripple and individual defendants have filed a memorandum of law in response to the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission motion for summary judgment. The document is not accessible at press time since it was filed under seal. Now, according to attorney John Deaton, shout out to John Deaton, shout out to Jeremy Hogan too. The public will have an opportunity to read the redacted versions of the oppositions next Monday. The public, however, will not be able to read the counter statements and exhibit deposition testimony until January. How about that? As reported by U.Today, Ripple and the SEC filed their motions for summary judgment last month in order to not go to trial. So that's important to keep that one under your hat. It says here, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse recently predicted the lawsuit was likely to end in the first half of 2023. He also said that his company was open to settling with the SEC, but that would require recognizing XRP token as a non-security, which is likely to be a non-starter for the regulator. Hence why we're in summary judgment. In the meantime, however, there's been another amicus brief filing, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Crypto Law for this one, and I hope Jim Fallon's having a great vacation like I did. We see here another motion for leave to be a amicus curiae status is to file amicus brief here by Philip Goldstein from Investors Choices Advocates Network, known as ICANN. An exhibit proposed amicus brief is below. I'm not going to get into that, but you know, this is more positive people coming in to really, try to impress upon the judge just how very, very important this case really is. Now, this here was by Coach JV, and shout out to Coach JV, doing a great job over there, killing it. Make sure you give him a like and subscribe. This was sent to me by Short Squeeze Ape, he said, and there's a closed door meeting with the SEC and Ripple tomorrow. Also just got wind that there's key rumors of a settlement tomorrow. Anyone have any insight, ? XRP King is coming. Listen, I looked this paper over. This appears to be from the Sunshine, the SEC. There it is, the link he provided right there. The SEC Sunshine Act, right? And they have closed door meetings and open meetings. I didn't see in here where it said anything about Ripple meeting with them tomorrow, so I can't confirm that. And he may have more information than I do on that. But nevertheless, these meetings always remind me of Jungle Inc. And when he talked about the end of fiscal year and how important September could be. But we do know here they do discuss the matter to be closed. The meeting will consist of the following topics: institution and settlement of injunctive actions. That certainly could include Ripple, institution and settlement of administrative proceedings, resolution of litigation claims. All of this could pertain to, many other cases at the SEC for which there are, right? And other matters relating to examinations, enforcement proceedings. So all of this could touch on that. We don't know. It is a closed door meeting. I don't have evidence to confirm that Ripple's involved with that meeting at all, but I will say it is something to pay attention to because you just never know. I'm also reminded about how Jeremy Hogan told us also that, this window time frame between now and November 15th is a very, very good window to see something like that take place. So do we know if they're going to meet with them? No, technically we don't, right? So at the end of the day, we'll just keep our eye open and see if the meeting itself yields anything. And before I get out of here, guys, ProCoin News is a sponsor of mine. We have partnered up. and they're doing a free newsletter. I'm going to have exclusive content in it. I've got a lot of amazing new things that I've been working on with me and Mrs. Backup while we've been on vacation that we're going to do to bring more value and to get me more in contact with you, because I miss you guys from the live streams. I want to do something again very special. We're putting something together. Hang tight and let me know underneath of the video that that's something you'd be interested in. I know I've been contacted by so many people. I want to make sure that we have access to one another, and I want to make sure that we can all stay in contact, communication, and inspire one another till we bring this thing in for a landing, which seems like we got a ways to go yet before we do. That's going to do it for me. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. Go sign up. Come on in. I'll catch all of you on the next one.